We're in the home stretch at the Shell. Our last musical show is about to have its closing weekend, Disney's Beauty and the Beast, and today we're getting to know some of the furniture from the show. So be our guest for the next few minutes as we bring you episode 55 of the SCERA Spotlight podcast, coming up right now. This is episode 55 of the SCERA Spotlight podcast, Beauty and the Cast. And I'm Quinn Swallow, and I'll be joined shortly from the SCERA Shell Outdoor Theatre by Rachel Gibson, my partner. And she's amazing. She painted the set for Beauty and the Beast. So if you haven't been over to see that show, please go and see it. It's spectacular. She did a marvelous job along with the entire crew working on the set and costumes. It's a visually spectacular show. We were very happy to meet up with a couple of our cast members from Beauty and the Beast out there at the Shell Outdoor Theatre. And so today's episode is both an audio version and a video version again, like we did with Newsies and Peter Pan. So if you want to head over to YouTube using the link provided, you can watch the podcast as well as listen to it. Well, as sometimes happen when you try new and cool things with technology, it doesn't go as it planned. And man, this time it didn't go as I planned. We got through almost all the way through our interview with Kyle Baugh, who plays Cogsworth, and Caroline Glissmeyer, who is from the ensemble. And then right in the middle of our conversation with Caroline, the file ended. Like, we didn't even get the last bit of the interview. And I feel horrible about it because Caroline is so much fun to talk to. We did get a little bit of our conversation with her, but we want to have you get to know her more. So I'm going to see if she'll be kind enough to come back. Anyhow, we do want to share with you what we did have as far as our conversation with the cast from Beauty and the Beast. So here it is with Rachel Gibson and myself outside at the SCERA Shell Outdoor Theatre.
Okay.
It does.
Right from the
Kyle Baugh, we just friended him on Facebook. Well, you were already
you
friends.
did. I've been
I just
popular with
friended
him for a
on
while.
Facebook.
But now all three of us are friends together.
And, I know I've seen you and stuff before. I just can't remember because, you're in costume and you're not supposed to be yourself. What have you been in here?
So I was just in Aida here a couple months ago at the Indoor Theater.
Saw that. Really good.
I was in Shrek last summer.
My favorite.
Were you Shrek?
Yes, I was Shrek.
Okay, that's where I've seen you.
Okay.
Yeah, fine work.
Thank you, sir.
Very,
I appreciate it.
very
He's a
fun
little
show.
less green now.
A little bit. And also like 5 inches shorter because those boots, oh my
They were
goodness.
huge.
They were seriously like 5
I took
inch
pictures of
platforms.
those shoes. They were really high.
A little ridiculous, but it worked.
And now you're Cogsworth.
Yes, I am. This has been a blast of a process doing this show.
I cannot. My mind is blown when you come out as Cogsworth. Seriously. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I hate to say this. Okay. In my head, I was like, Kyle would be the best ever LeFou ever. Then I saw you as Cogsworth and I'm like, I'm an idiot. He is the best Cogsworth ever. So I'm just saying, I was corrected. So yeah.
Thank you.
did
Actually,
really
those were the two parts that I was going for.
Oh, really?
So I was either LeFou or Cogsworth
That's
when
awesome.
I auditioned.
That's awesome.
I was glad when it worked out.
Yeah.
Sweet. I just had a thought.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we're recording this.
That's always a good thing, Quinn.
It
looks good.
Cool.
You wouldn't believe how often we end up having to start over. And then we have to re-say our candid lines uncandidly, and it's really awkward.
Well, that's why actors are here to the illusion of the first time. I'm discovering this response.
Oh, yes, that's awesome.
So how did you get involved in this mess? Like acting and performing in front of people?
It's my mom's fault. When I was in high school, my sister was auditioning for the musical theater program, and my mom came up and asked, Kyle, what are you doing for your audition tonight? I was like, I'm not auditioning. She was like, yes, you are. I signed you up. So
you were coerced into theater.
I was not
tricked into theater.
Yes, yeah. But in high school I started out doing theater there. My first show was the Scarlet Pimpernel.
And that's coming in April. Are you going to audition for it?
I honestly don't know if I'll be
I
able
make
to
him
with
announce
school,
it right here.
But I will.
School.
I mean, it's a fantastic show. I love that show. It's going to be fantastic.
It is such a good
Who's
show.
directing it? I didn't see.
Delane.
Is
Is it Delane?
I think
Oh
it's
my gosh, if
Delane.
it's Delane, that'll be
fantastic.
amazing.
Delane Dayton.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sweet.
Which means someone in that show is going to be drunk. I don't even know if it's in the script, but someone's going to be plastered. It's probably going to be Delane.
Yep, because she always does make her appearances.
She does.
Always. In fact, when we recorded Newsies to go on our DVD, she was in it.
Of course.
She found out we were recording. She's like, tonight's the night. I'm in. But anyway, on with you, Kyle. On with you.
Oh yeah, but so I did it through high school, and then I took a couple years off, and then when I got back into the theater, it was actually here at the SCERA Indoor doing Drowsy Chaperone, and
You were in that?
yeah,
That is my favorite. Well, I say that a lot about it, but no, really, it's in my top 1 or 2.
yeah.
I love that show.
It's such a great show. It's a blast.
What did you play in that?
I was Feldzick in that.
Okay.
The grumpy boss.
Okay.
But then just since then, I just kept auditioning here, and then SCERA's become a family.
So you
this
saw
point.
Delane drunk in that show?
Oh, you're damn
Every
right I
night.
did. And only a few times she was faking it. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my.
See, and you thought you had to filter me. This guy, this is why we're friends, me and him. Family
I'm gonna be editing
centered.
overtime. Maybe if you can cancel each other out, it'll work out okay.
2 negatives makes a positive
That's
review.
what she
Sure.
said. Sorry, I just had to say it one time. Okay.
So, Kyle,
Moving
what
on.
is it that keeps you coming back? Because, I mean, I know we're torturing you. When you were Shrek, you were out here in 90-degree, 100-degree heat,
And now you're clocked
and
for
now
Pete's
you're
sake.
clocked,
Yeah.
and this can't be physically easy.
It's so
Why?
it's not. It's but it's gotten progressively better each year. My first show here was when we did Little Mermaid. 4 years ago.
Yeah, because you were
Yeah.
the lobster guy.
Sebastian.
Yeah, Sebastian. Yeah.
And
That's when I first fell in love with you, Kyle.
oh
Yeah.
oh
I really liked you. Aw.
but I've gotten to know like the people in the costume shop and the directors and all the people backstage, and I really enjoy working with everyone, and apparently they enjoy working with me because they make my life
Apparently.
easier as time goes on. The costumes they're always fantastic, but they also go out of their way to try and make it so I'm not dying.
We don't
Yeah.
want anyone dying.
They have coolant pumped through tubes in your costume.
Actually, for Shrek, we actually did have like it looked like a fisherman's jacket with all the pockets, and we would just
Cooling
stuff
packs.
ice packs in them
Nice.
just to try and keep
Bless
cool.
your heart. Well, because you
Yeah.
had a big old like
Yeah, the
helmet on,
latex,
basically.
It was. Oof.
Oh, I
was an
can't even
experience.
imagine.
Okay, so let me
I'm
ask
being
you
good, I'm being
this. What would be fun for us to know about this show? Getting ready for it, the rehearsals, people working on it. Have you had any
Ooh.
accidents?
Tell us about working with Gerry.
Working
Listen,
with
now that he
Gerry.
brings that up, like
Yeah,
how these experiences.
This is my first time working with Gerry.
Yeah.
And I've wanted to work with him for a couple of years, just because everyone says you got to work with Gerry. You got to work with Gerry.
Right? It's just iconic.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like everyone in Utah Valley and Salt Lake Valley, anyone in the Utah theater scene,
Yeah,
knows
basically.
and works with Gerry.
That's too expensive.
Well, and see, the thing that's coming to mind, I can't say on the air.
We're not on the air. It's recorded. You're fine.
Wait,
I'll decide if you can say it or not.
He'll take it out. It all has to be approved by Adam. So if you want good rapport with Adam, stay clean.
That's fair. Adam, I love you.
Hey.
Oh, I thought you were someone else. Sorry, I totally. You looked a lot like someone that was supposed to meet with us here. So I'm sorry to interrupt you, but thank
But
you.
hey,
Are you on the Beauty and the Beast crew?
Yeah.
Well, you should come and say hi then.
Hi.
a little closer to the mic, please.
This is Paige, and she's in the Beauty and the Beast crew.
So what do you get to do?
Everything.
Have a seat. Get in the mic.
I don't think I've ever seen Paige sit down since we started doing
Oh, this will
runs
be
of the show.
fun. Sit, relax.
Sorry,
Oh,
Paige.
look at that.
Paige
And
was
she
not
coughed.
expecting this.
She coughed just even she sat down.
This is Sarah's podcast, so
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess I help with quick changes.
Bring that
I-
mic up to you, Paige, so we can hear you really well.
that works.
And then lean forward like you really mean it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'll help with that.
No, it is a spit gun.
You
but-
didn't fix mine. Look how much I'm leaning over.
Fun.
Just don't lick the mic.
Thank you. I guess I help with quick changes. I help make sure that everything's ready to go before the show. I help with the sliders.
Ooh, how quick are the quick changes, and who has the most quick changes?
Oh, Belle. She
Yeah.
has, I think she has basically all the really quick changes. And
So how many people does it take to get that yellow ball gown on? I want to know.
it honestly, actually, to get the actual gown on, it only takes, you really can only get it done with one person, but if you're going to do the wig too, that needs another person because I have no idea how to do that wig. I just let people who know what they're doing
Oh,
do
wow.
it, so.
That's cool. Sweet.
But it's
That's not
super
bad.
fast. It's less than 20 seconds.
That's awesome.
That's what it feels like, but no, it's more like we can get it. The last time I timed it, I think we got it done in 36 seconds.
Whoa!
For the pink gown, which is the most difficult one, and then the yellow gown we get done in probably the same time. So
My husband so wishes I could learn quick changes. I'd be on time. It'd be great. Oh yes, thank you.
Amen. I feel like every guy probably says that and agrees with that to some sort
Can
of
you learn
level.
those quick changes? Only if I'm always in a stocking suit. And then I can just slide everything right on and right off. It won't be a
That's
problem.
really actually what it is. It's so nice.
Just wear a Snuggie everywhere and it solves all the problems. So, oh, Snuggie, TM.
Caroline's here!
Thank you. You were very patient. You didn't even expect that.
Yeah, we just pulled her in.
Yeah, no problem.
I thought she was you coming
Yeah, it
down
was
the
really
hill.
funny. He's
It
like,
was just like a
"Hello."
silhouette. Oh, Caroline's here. I'll just let her know
he
it's
like
okay to come
motioned
in.
me over. I'm like, hi. I
Sorry.
had no idea who you
You
are.
can
No,
call
it's
me
all good.
anything you want.
And,
Just
and we
don't
still
call me
haven't
late
even
for
finished
dinner.
talking with Kyle yet, so it just kind of like
Is it
whatever.
like
Come on over. Okay.
Yeah,
So Kyle, what were we? You were.
Oh, just stories
Sorry.
of the cast.
Oh, and Gerry. He was talking about Gerry.
Gerry.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Um,
I can't remember if we finished that or not.
So I've loved working with this cast because of how well I feel like everyone works together. There's been, I mean, the director and the music director and the choreographer have all really, at least from my perspective, have really been cohesive and worked together. And Gerry was talking about it one night. He was like, I just really love how there hasn't been any, can I say it?
Yes.
Bitching.
That sounds just like Gerry.
This sweet old man.
He's like, what other way can I say this?
But he was absolutely right because it feels like everyone is wanting to work together to make the show the best it can be, and I think we've done that. I think this is a fantastic show.
I felt like I was at Disneyland. I have
Yeah?
to be honest. I did. On Friday, I was like, like a little kid. And then my kids who
I
were
heard
with
you.
me were like following suit, but I was still acting more childish than they were. I was so giddy. I loved it. I had so much fun. The costumes. Oh my gosh, the costumes.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
They're so good.
And then when you guys, I don't want to give it away, but they change up some of their costume pieces and yeah, it was amazing. Oh,
Yeah, no, it's true.
yeah, really cool stuff. Yeah, I just loved it. I loved it.
Kelsey and the costume crew have just been on top of it, and I hear they've been working even since before Newsies on some of
She
these
pulled
costumes.
a straight 36 hours.
Yeah.
Oh,
No
yeah.
sleep.
Oh, yeah.
It was. I was in the costume shop 9 months ago, and she was already making
Already working
Oh,
on Beauty and the
goodness.
Beast because she knew that and seriously, like the Be Our Guest production, that's what brought me into Disneyland. I was just like, oh my gosh, there are so many people on stage right now, and there are bubbles and.
So literally, some of these
it's just
costumes
magical.
have
Oh, it
been
is.
worked on longer than it takes for a baby to get here.
Yeah.
Longer than it
true.
takes for us to put the play together.
Much like
Like, yeah.
Yep, and even the shop chipped in and helped out with because she needed someone to cut the silverware, so they were
Yeah.
cutting the silver. I mean, she's worked on it so hard, and it shows.
Absolutely.
It definitely shows. Like the costumes are like, yeah, perfecto.
Okay, we need to introduce Caroline. We kind of did.
Caroline's
but let's do it
here.
completely and properly.
Caroline.
This is Caroline Glissmeyer.
She has her own song. Caroline.
Yes, I'll take it.
Every time we go, Caroline. So harmonize with me.
Caroline.
Caroline.
I didn't
That
know if we
was
were going to
fabulous.
barbershop
I know,
that.
I didn't know either, but it would have been cool, right? Just kidding, that would have been fun. And I'm not even a soprano, so that was amazing. Okay, anyways, on with Caroline.
Caroline, what are you doing in the show? That
I
sounded wrong.
am-
It sounded like, what are you doing in the show?
What
No,
are
are
you
you
doing?
doing in the show? Sorry, didn't rehearse that in
What word
advance.
do we inflect with that sentence to make it most offensive?
Jerry's gonna give me notes on that one.
You're right.
I'm not
You're
even
right
in the
about that.
show. Okay, so Caroline, yes, just
Well, I am playing a
him
chandelier,
speechless.
actually.
no
That
way.
is my part. I was playing a champagne glass, and now I'm playing a chandelier.
Okay,
Which
by
is
the way,
very
by
exciting.
the way, I was like, are are those chandeliers?
I know.
I was like, oh my gosh, those are chandeliers. I thought that was so cool.
I know, it
I
is
just
cool.
have to say, I was so excited about the chandeliers.
Yeah, well, no, I told all my friends what my costume was, which was champagne glass for a while. And then when they changed my costume, I was like, I'm just not going to tell anyone to see if they can guess. And all my friends have guessed that I'm a chandelier. I look like a chandelier.
It's pretty amazing.
So how did that switch get made? Did Delane Dayton take your champagne glass away from you? Sorry.
You probably would.
I don't know if you know her.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Running gag. Sorry. I'm going to stop now.
But will she?
Delane, we love
Probably
you.
not.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
Well, that's cool. Does it light up and everything, your costume?
It does not. But
It doesn't
it's really,
need
it's,
to.
It doesn't need to. It shimmers.
It's very shimmery,
shimmers.
and the lights hit it, and it's like ping, 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 ping. It's amazing. I learned sound effects from my kids. You're welcome.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you do that one more time?
Ping, 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 ping. That's light shimmering off of.
Okay,
the
one more
chandelier.
time.
Shut up.
Okay, so Caroline, you are a pro. You have been here for many, many years, right? Can
You make
tell
her
us your-
sound like she's my age, Quinn. How old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay.
No, but she's been here
She
since
has
you were a
been
little girl, right?
since she was
Yeah, I've
little.
been doing shows since I was 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
With Gerry, actually. All
Really?
of them. Yeah.
There you go.
What was your first Gerry
my
show at 8?
It was Music Man. And I was actually in Beauty and the Beast with Gerry 10 years ago.
I was gonna say you
2009.
must have been in the other one too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was. So I was a toothpick
awesome.
last time. A lot of people in the cast.
Wait,
I
you
know.
were a what?
I was a toothpick. Yes.
Toothpick.
I was a toothpick, and we just walked out at the end of Be Our Guest and like held little balloons and let them go. I have told some people in this cast the story so many times, so I apologize. But
I didn't know they had a toothpick.
I know. It's
Excuse
my
me.
favorite thing to say. It's like 2 truths and a lie. I'll be like, I played a toothpick in a play. People are like, no way. I did. I really did.
That's like right up there with playing the tree, Caroline.
I
okay?
know. I know. It really is.
I was a toothpick.
I was a
I love
toothpick.
that so much. Did you just have a pointy head? Was it?
No, we carried them. We carried them. They
you
were like big
carried the
staffs.
toothpick.
Yeah.
Oh, so
They were cute. I
That's
really loved my
adorable.
toothpick.
I loved it. I love my toothpick.
love
Okay,
my
sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't tease you, Caroline, but that was the cutest thing I've ever heard in my life. Anyways, it's going on. I'm gonna stop talking now and take pictures because that's the other thing I like to do.
So yeah, you've been here a lot,
Yeah.
and you've had a busy year because weren't you performing in Nauvoo last summer?
It was. Yeah.
Nauvoo, Illinois.
Yeah.
Is that hotter there or here? It's hotter
Is
there,
it
isn't it?
hotter?
Yeah, hotter.
Oh, it's much hotter there.
So this
right?
is a
It's
piece of
very
cake
humid.
performing out here.
Oh
this
yeah,
summer.
no big deal. Except it's been pretty humid in Utah this summer, so but it's still not even close to the Midwest. It's so hot. So
Crazy.
But yeah, I was in the Nauvoo brass band actually. So
So
yeah,
did you get tricked into performing like Kyle did, or how did you get started?
Kyle got tricked into
He did.
performing.
I did. Yeah,
I didn't know
my
that.
mom tricked me into it in high school.
Oh, you mean just like at the beginning of your acting?
Yes.
Yes. at the
Yes. Not really. I didn't really get tricked. I've just kind of like been brought up in theater, I guess, because my mom was the music director for Gerry's shows, which is why I started doing them because they needed little kids, and Gerry's grandkids they needed little kids. So I actually know his grandkids.
And that's where it stops. Ugh. I don't know what happened. I can't explain it. My equipment just stopped recording right before we got to the good stuff with Caroline. I'm embarrassed, sorry, ashamed. I need to wear the hat of podcasting shame. But it is what it is. So there is part 1 of our interview with Caroline Glissmeyer. She's a delightful performer and comes from such a talented family. I'm going to make it a point to invite her to come back on the podcast on a future episode where we can really get to know her and her family's history with SCERA and be relaxed and not so rushed. I had to cut off our interview for a sound check, so I'm sure it'll work out for the best. Well, don't forget that Beauty and the Beast runs at the SCERA Shell Outdoor Theatre through Saturday, August 17th, and then transfers to BYU for Education Week. And if you're listening to this podcast, you can watch our interview with the cast of Beauty and the Beast at the YouTube link provided. Don't forget to make plans to join us at the SCERA Shell for Leanne Rhymes this coming Monday, and then Richard Marks the following week. It's going to be spectacular. You can find everything you need to know, including dates and ticket information, at SCERA.org or call 801-225-ARTS. We're excited for a big finish to our summer season at the Shell, and we can't wait to see you at the SCERA.